Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. More long sleeves, guys. It's getting colder, it's getting darker. I'm not even sure about this light, but I don't care because it's September and it's drizzly outside and that's exciting. I've got for you today a book haul. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 books to show you. Dating back from beginning of August I bought these, so I haven't actually been buying that many books, which has been very good with me because I've been a very naughty girl and been like, I've got loads and loads of books that need reading. So 10 books in over a month. Pretty good going. Well done me. So let's start with, let's do it in reversey-pursey order. Should have done this off camera. Sorry about this. In the meantime, talk amongst yourselves. Let's do it this way. Yeah, let's do it this way. So at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of August, I went to Brighton for the day with some friends. It was my friend Amy's birthday. We spent the day down there. We did Craig's Golf. We ate chips on the beach. We went out for dinner in the evening. We had a lovely walk, did a bit of shopping in the lanes. It was lovely. And we went to a graphic novel store there. I think it's called Dave's Comics. And in there, actually, I can show you this. Not only did I buy The New Ghost by Robert Hunter, which is published by Nobrow, beautifully French flapped, gorgeous short stories of beautiful illustrations, absolutely beautiful. I've actually read this and done a wrap-up and included it in my wrap-up. That's why it's not in the haul, although it should be in the haul. It's in the haul now. I also bought Queer, A Graphic History by Meg John Barker and Julia Shiel, which I understand this is all about the histories of queer thought and LGBTQ+ action in this groundbreaking book. A kaleidoscope of characters from the diverse worlds of pop culture, film, activism and academia, such as James Bond, Judith Butler and the Wizard of Oz, guide us on a journey through the ideas, people and events that have shaped queer theory. From identity politics and gender roles to privilege and exclusion, Queer exposes how we came to view sex, gender and sexuality in the ways that we do and how culture can shift our perspective of what's normal. So yeah, it looks super informative. It's actually a lot more wordy than any graphic novel that I've read before. However, I think it's going to be really informative and really cool. I'm thinking of doing non-fiction November and only reading non-fiction throughout the month of November. And I feel like maybe this would be, I know that this would be perfect for that. So might hang on to that and read that in November. But yeah, sounds really good. Haven't seen this on BookTube before. Has anybody seen this before? Has anybody read this? Interesting. The next one is one that was sent to me by the publisher. So I have been sent A Skinful of Shadows, which is a proof copy of Frances Hardinge's next book. Frances Hardinge wrote The Library, which I have bought. I haven't read yet. I'm going to read. I might read that in October. That feels like an October book to me, a cosy book. So yeah, this is the story of a bare-hearted girl. Sometimes when a person dies, their spirit goes looking for somewhere to hide. Some people have space within them perfect for hiding. 12-year-old Makepeace has learned to defend herself from the ghosts which try to possess her in the night, desperate for refuge, but one day a dreadful event causes her to drop her guard, and now there's a spirit inside her. The spirit is wild, brutish and strong, and it may be her only defence when she is sent to live with her father's rich and powerful ancestors. There is talk of civil war, and they need people like her to protect their dark and terrible family secret. But as she plans her escape and heads out into country torn apart by war, Makepeace must decide which is worse, possession or death. So yeah, sounds super cosy and like adventure. Sounds like there's a lot of adventure going on there. So, and I really, really love, I love anything gold, but gold and black. Look at my dirty fingers all over it where I've been touching it. Beautiful, beautiful. I think that's going to be lovely. So the next one, I did an unboxing of this and I will link the unboxing down below. This is Fasting Feasting by Anita Desai. I was sent this with the book Voyage box, which is a book that celebrates translated fiction, and you get a book in that box translated from its original language, which was India. Got a lovely bookmark with it too. You also get a snack and a drink with it. I really, really enjoyed the box. Thought it was amazing. As I said, I will link the unboxing down below. But this is the book I got and I'm really looking forward to it. So it's about a daughter in a close-knit Indian family, and she's trapped at home, smothered by sort of overbearing parents, and to do with her, and I believe there's a lot to do with food in here as well. So I'm very, very excited about this. I love any books that have got sort of like bits to do with food and cooking. So really, really like a bit of cooking fiction and food fiction. So yeah, looking forward to that, and I've got my bookmark already. I'm even going to place it in right now. There we go. The next one, a book you may not have heard of. It's so massive as well. It's A Little Life by Anya Yanagihara. Now, this will not be a new book to any of you people. This was shortlisted for the Man Book Out in 2015. It, in my opinion, completely divided BookTube. Some people loved it, some people hated it. I never had any burning desire to read it. Now, my friend Alex, he was 30 earlier this year, and for his 30th birthday, David and I and our friends Ryan and Amy bought him a subscription from the Willoughby Book Club. Coincidentally, I have an affiliate link to that. I will link that down below if you want 10% off the Willoughby Book Club. And the second book he got sent, I must find out what the third book was A Little Life by Anya Yanagihara. Now, when he said to me he'd been sent this, I was a bit like, oh God, oh, I've heard it's either some people really love it or some people really like it. Some people really hate it. And he said he enjoyed it. He would never read it again and he wouldn't know who to recommend it to. But he said sometimes he'd find himself absolutely engulfed in it and sort of hours would have passed and he would have been into it. And he said, although there's sort of like troughs of deep depression and sadness, he said there's also quite peaks of hopefulness in this. So this tells the story of four classmates living in New York trying to make their way in life, and one of them's got a particularly harrowing and awful background. But Alex, so I never really felt a burning desire to read it, but when Alex was talking to me about it, I was like, fucking hell, I think I actually really want to read that. So I've got it. I don't know when I'll read it. As I said, it's massive. It's the sort of thing, it's like, it's almost 700 pages long. Yeah, it is. It's 600, it's 700 and something pages long. It's over 700 pages long. I don't know when I'll get to read this. I feel like this is something that I need to just, if I was to go away for a week or something, this needed to be the only book that I took so I could really get into it. He said he wasn't going to reread it. He didn't know who he'd recommend it to, so he's passed it on to me, which is very, very kind of him, particularly as I bought it for him, basically, as a birthday present. And yeah, hopefully I will get round to reading it at some point, but I have it. It's in my possession. I wonder when I'll read it. I would like to. I don't know when. It's there. The next four are books that I bought at Harbour Books in Whitstable. So Whitstable is a place that I'm always bloody well going on about. It's close to where David and I live. We both love it deeply. We went there at the weekend. We went to a vegan restaurant. Oh, it was lovely. Vegan restaurant called Potato Tomato. They previously had a food stall in the harbour. This is only for people who live near Whitstable who go there. They've now got a restaurant, which we went to, and it was amazing. I had a Satan steak and onion panini. David had a Texan burger with chips. My sister had a Mexican salad, and my sister's husband Stuart had a ploughman's, all vegan, all amazing, sat in the garden, it was beautiful. We went to Harbour Books as well, and I ended up buying 4 books in there. So I recently read Tipping the Velvet by Sarah Waters, which I absolutely adored, and it was in one of these editions. Now I don't actually know what these editions are called, but it was, I've sent it back to the library now, but it was in this edition. Here it is if you're interested. But this was a series of 6. Now, they're not in print anymore. However, if I can get hold of them, I really would like the whole set. I know you can buy Tipping the Velvet on Book Depository, and I probably will do so. But I've got Invitation, and they're all coming of age stories, and the pictures all sort of link together. So as you can see here, it's only very briefly, but down the bottom they link together there. So I've got Invitation to the Waltz by Rosemary Lehman. So this is about a young girl, Olivia Curtis, who on her 17th birthday receives a diary for her innermost thoughts, a 10-shilling note and a roll of flame-coloured silk for her first ball dress. She anticipates the dance, the greatest and most terrifying event of her life so far, with uncertainty and excitement. For her pretty sister Kate, it is sure to be a triumph, but will it be for shy, awkward Olivia? So I feel like I like the sound of that. And then I've also got My Brilliant Career by Miles Franklin. So this is another coming-of-age story. So they're all coming-of-age stories. I think I might have said that, but they are. This is about a 16-year-old girl, Sibylla, maybe. Sibylla Melvin. She's trapped on her parents' farm in the Australian outback, and she loves the bush, but not the toil it brings. She longs for refinement, and most of all, she longs to achieve great things. Suddenly, she falls under the gaze of wealthy, handsome Harry Beecham, and finds herself choosing between the conventional path of marriage and her plans for a brilliant career. So yeah, sound really, really good, and really make me want to get hold of the other 4 in this. So I know Tipping the Velvet, I'm going to get that, I think. I already own that, I Know Where the Cage Bird Sings, but these are just beautiful, aren't they? Like naked hardbacks of just beauty. So yeah, hopefully those. And then I also got The Bright Edge of the World by Owen IV. I know Simon really enjoyed this book. I've read The Snow Child by Owen IV on my Kindle a few years ago around Christmas time. Set in snowy times. This is also set in the winter, so you know how I feel about books set in winter. About a lieutenant, and it's about a journey leaving behind his young wife, etc, etc. So looking forward to that. I love this. Look, I love a nice snow scene. Imagine looking out your window at that, guys. And then the last one is one that I don't actually know anything about, but I've heard, like, so many people have said to me, oh, you must read it. It's the Poisonwood Bible by Barbara Kingsolver. This is a really small edition. Excuse me. Previously, when I've seen it, it's been a massive, big hardback. This says here that it is told by the wife and 4 daughters of Nathan Price, a fierce evangelical Baptist who takes his family on mission to the Belgian Congo in 1959. This is a story of one's family tragic undoing and the remarkable reconstruction over the course of 3 decades in post-colonial Africa. Interesting. So yeah, so many people have said to me that I would enjoy that, so hopefully we'll get around to that. And then the last 2 are 2 that I ordered on whilst Mercedes and I were recording our podcast earlier this month. We were talking about non-fiction books, and one of the non-fiction books she mentions, spoiler alert, is Riverine by Angela Palm. So this is about a girl, it's a memoir of a girl who lived in rural Indiana and was in love with this boy that lived opposite her, and then, I mean, it doesn't really say this on the back, but basically he ends up murdering somebody, and he definitely done it, and then she's sort of coming to terms with how she feels about somebody that she's always loved and she's always thought is a good person, and looking like nostalgically back at where she comes from and things like that. I love this front cover. The way Mercedes was talking about it, I was just like, I need it instantly, so I ordered it and it arrived. As I said earlier, I think I'm probably going to do non-fiction November, so I would definitely read that then. And then also, this was a bit of a whim actually, I saw on Goodreads somebody had started reading a book called Winter in the North. This is by Claire Gordon Bouvier. It's self-published. I didn't realise that when I bought it, but it's a selection of short stories, 15 short stories set in the winter months in the stark, vast beauty of Scandinavia, Iceland, the British Isles and Russia. From man's struggles against inexorable wrath of nature in the hostile climates of the north to the simple lives of farmers and fishermen governed by the waxing and waning of the seasons, these stories explore themes of life and death, lore and legend, vanishing traditions, and never-ending searching for meaning. So I don't normally read self-published books, but I love Scandinavia. I really want to read loads of stuff, and I thought a short story collection set in there would be amazing. So watch this space, how I get on with this. Yeah, never heard of this author. I think it's only got like 2 reviews on Goodreads. So if you are that person who I'm friends with on Goodreads that read this, do let me know how you got on with it and what you thought of it. There was only 2 5-star reviews, which I know is very early days to have 2 reviews on Goodreads, but looking forward to this. Think it'll be interesting. So yeah, those are my books that I've most recently bought. What are books that you have bought? Have you guys read any of these books? Would love to hear from you. Tell me what you thought of A Little Life and how much time you honestly need to commit to it. And here they are. And I'll see you all again soon for another BookTube video.